Hi everyone, so it's the end of week 3 and I'm here again with my weekly summary of how the Artist Way is going for me. I'm really hot and I'm sweating right now, and I'm also conscious of time as the sun is coming down and soon it's going to be in my face. So there's nothing like a little bit of pressure to get on with this. So first I want to talk a little bit about morning pages. So I've been still writing my 3 pages every day in the morning. This week was a little bit more difficult. I did have some days where the pages felt really long. Like I'd be halfway through the first page and just thinking like, oh my God, there's so much more to do. And another thing that I noticed was there was one morning where I went on my phone before I started, looked on Instagram or something before I started writing in here. And I noticed that my brain was just like all over the place. I couldn't focus. I think it took me like over an hour to write my 3 pages just because I was so scattered and I couldn't like even think of anything. My rule that I'm going to have for myself is that I should never go on like social media before I do my morning pages. So this is something that I try and do anyway in the morning. Like I am trying, and if you don't do this already, it will literally change your mornings so much, is to stay off social media until like at least 9 in the morning. Because the problem is as soon as you like go onto Instagram or TikTok or anything, all of your thoughts and everything that's going on is like now being like directed by some external source. Like I think the mornings have so much power where you can actually like connect with yourself and listen to yourself and listen to intuition, plan what you need to do, and have a really good like energy to take the day with the best energy. But if you're going on social media, you're kind of like taking that power away from you. So if you're not doing it already, I really recommend like at least having half an hour to yourself before you go on social media. Like don't reach for your phone as soon as you wake up and start scrolling, but it will make a massive difference if you stop. And so yeah, that's what I've been trying to do. So that's a new rule for me where I'm never going to go on social media before I do my pages, because otherwise it's just super painful. Because I was finding it was taking me like literally over an hour to write these pages, and it shouldn't take that long. So some of the days were pretty painful. It was a lot, but I did it. I did all of my days. I am enjoying doing morning pages. I had one experience that was really good. So on Monday, as I was checking my morning pages, I'm doing the opposite of what I was just talking about. I was looking in my emails. And I saw that I had an email about a job application that I'd done the week before where I did this technical test. And I was like, oh, I've seen it's there now. And I knew it was going to be like a response of whether it was like I was going to go through to the next stage or like whatever. And I was like, oh, should I open it now or should I wait until I finish? And I was like, do you know what? I'm actually going to open it now because then I want to like write about how I feel. Obviously, I checked the email. I had 2 emails, one from one other process. It said I was still in the process. They're just giving me an update. And the second one was from the technical test and said, you know, we're not going to be able to continue because there's just loads of really good candidates and this is as far as we can go or whatever. So it was rejected. And what was interesting is the fact that I was doing the morning pages and like writing about what was going on, it actually kind of like helped me sort of process it and deal with what was happening. Like I found that I was able to genuinely feel grateful about like a rejection, because I mean, if we compare to what was happening like a month ago, I wasn't even applying to jobs. I was saying that, oh, there's no jobs out there and I'm not, you know, it's so difficult, but I wasn't really taking any action. And like by just sitting and kind of processing it, I was like, hang on a minute, this is actually something to celebrate because this is my first rejection and that's one rejection closer to my goal. So it was like super cool to be able to be doing the morning pages and kind of reach that conclusion. My morning pages, like I'm not really writing anything profound or anything interesting to share. I'm just kind of like reporting on what's coming out of my head, which is cool. I kind of wish that I could dive deeper into things. Or I wish I could tell you that like I was having these really profound thoughts in the morning. No, I'm literally just writing shit. Like it is actual shit that I'm writing down, but there's something about doing it that helps you to kind of, I guess, be in a conversation with yourself, which is good. Now my artist date this week, I did kind of do it, but I didn't. So I decided I have been having a lot of stress this week, like with my back and shoulders and my foot. And I decided to go for a massage on Thursday. So I kind of treated that as my artist date, because the artist date is supposed to be, it can be something artistic, but it can also be something like just for you, like that is going to make you feel better. So let's just say that was what it was. The massage was amazing. I went to my normal place. They're just amazing. It was so good. It made me feel so relaxed. And then afterwards I thought, okay, I'm going to go to a coffee shop and take my journal, take my book, write or whatever. So I went there. I got a really nice blondie thing, a hot chocolate and a cake to go for Lewis. And then I tried to like journal and I couldn't write more than a page. I found it really painful. I also tried to read. I couldn't concentrate. And I found myself feeling guilty. I found myself feeling guilty for spending money on the massage. and then going to this coffee shop, which is kind of expensive, and spending money on the cakes and this drink. And like, I just kind of felt a little bit overwhelmed with that emotion. And I just felt like I couldn't really enjoy myself. So that was a bit like frustrating, but I'm still glad that I like gave myself the time. And I think sometimes when we're in a situation where we feel like we don't have the money to kind of like do the things for yourself, it's still important to do those things and to not feel guilty about it. But I wasn't a very good example about that because I did kind of feel guilty. Another thing I did is when I went for my massage, I bought this candle. I don't know why, it just kind of like called to me. It looks really like very like fake, but it's not. It's because the sun is right in my face. We have like 10 minutes until I'm not going to be able to record, and I'm sweating so much because the sun is there. This candle, I bought it and I had the intention of going to like light it every time I'm writing my morning pages. So maybe over the weeks we're going to see it going down. At the moment we're in green. Let's see where we are next week. And a big topic of this week was synchronicity. Yeah, so it says, answered prayers are scary. They imply responsibility. And that's actually something that's happened to us recently. Me and Lewis for ages have been saying that we want to do more projects together, to build websites and to do projects together. And like, we're actually doing that now. And we've had all these sort of opportunities turn up like out of the blue, but I guess it's not out of the blue. It's as a result of our actions and our efforts, but it feels all a bit like, yeah, like weird. I don't know. It's such a good point because it's like, answer prayers are scary. They imply responsibility. Like, you can always say what you want, but when you actually get what you want, are you ready for it? Or like, you've got to do what you said that you wanted to do. And the other thing, how it says, I have learned as a rule of thumb, never to ask whether you can do something. Say instead that you are doing it, then fasten your seatbelt. The most remarkable things follow. And I think this is so true, particularly if you're trying to like start your own business or be a freelancer or like just do something new in your career. Often like there's so much imposter syndrome and you think that you can't do things, and we're always like scared to go for things. But actually, once you start owning who you are and kind of like believing in yourself, then so many more opportunities can come, and you just have to go for them. There's probably so many opportunities out there for you, but probably you're not even like following up on them because you think that you're not good enough. Sometimes that can happen. And I think once you start to work through your like confidence and sort of break down your self-doubt, then more and more opportunities keep coming up for you. Because I've definitely found that recently, from like working a bit more on like not doubting myself and just like owning who I am and what I do as a web developer, just means that like when people come to me or Lewis or both of us for projects, we're more like proactive in going for it rather than just like never replying to the message and just being like, oh, we're not ready, or you know. So it's exciting. And the other quote from this week was, understand that the what must come before the how. First choose what you would do. The how usually falls into place of itself. This is so true about so many things. Like, I think so often we feel like we need to have a blueprint of exactly how everything is going to work, and that's just not true. Like, sometimes you just need to decide what it is you're doing and then just go for it, and then magically things just start falling into place. Like, you end up connecting with people that are going to help you, or someone reaches out that has a project for you. The other one, whatever you think you can do or believe you can do, begin it. Action has magic, grace, and power in it, which is true. I think also this has been a big reason of why I'm doing the Artist Way now, is because I always have so many ideas. I have so many things I want to do, so much self-doubt, and I just don't do the things. And so I'm trying to I'm trying to do more. I'm trying to actually take action on the things, go for opportunities that scare me, and just like, yeah, see how it's going. So everything is still positive right now. Let's see how we go later in the weeks. I am sweating so much. The sun is like right on me, and this is a very bad setup, but anyway. As you know, these videos are never very planned, but I hope that you've enjoyed my ramblings. Let's hope they get a bit more organized as the time goes on. But if you have any sort of feedback or advice on what you'd like me to talk about in these videos, then let me know. I feel like I've forgotten things, and I feel like this was a bit all over the place, but this is the style of what I'm doing right now. So yeah, leave me a comment if you've ended up watching this far, and tell me a bit about what you thought, or if anything sort of resonated with you today. And yeah, I'll be back here again next week, hopefully in a better setup and not sweating. Anyway, I really appreciate you following along with me, and yeah, see you next week.